Hello, everyone. Please keep supporting Gene Valentino's Truth Podcast. We need our voice to get out there far and wide and help save our country. I'm excited to announce that we're having our first ever mega sale on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save over 50% on this season's flannel sheets. Queen size only $59.98. Kings only $69.98. They sell out fast every year, so order now. Save 20% on our brand new My Crosses. They're designed in the likeness of the one I've worn every day for over 20 years. They come in men's and women's, and they're made right here in the USA. Get our 2025 six-piece My Towel sets for only $29.98. Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. And our best-selling standard My Pillows, just $14.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our first ever mega sale. But wait, remember that $75 free shipping rule? Well, that ship is sailed because right now, every order ships absolutely free.
Today, a big announcement. Apple says it plans to invest more than $500 billion, that's with a B, here in the United States over the next 4 years, including plans to hire 20,000 people, building a new server factory in Texas. Now, the decision follows closely behind Donald Trump's statement that Apple CEO Tim Cook assured him the tech giant would move its manufacturing from Mexico to the U.S. Obviously, the president making major moves there, and it is netting into jobs. Joining me now, our panel, host of the Grassroots Truthcast podcast and GOP political insider, Gene Valentino, and columnist over at the American Spectator, Jeffrey Lord. Guys, great to see you.
Hello, my friend. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
We are so good. I mean, this is great for America. They were doing a lot of work in China, almost all of it, right? And Jeffrey, here we go. Trump responded to Apple's decision. Let me just put this up. They've announced this. Well, thank you, Tim Cook and Apple, but the reason is the faith in what we are doing. And clearly, he may not be a huge Trump supporter, Tim Cook, not necessarily, politically aligned with him, but this is great for Americans and obviously a great move by Donald Trump.
Yeah, I think $500 billion is a good indication that they believe in President Trump. And, what I think is significant here, this is the first president we have had who has not a political background, but a serious background in business. He really understands business, the business community. He doesn't need an explanation of much to talk to Tim Cook. And he certainly doesn't need an explanation at this point to make the emphasis on how important jobs in the U.S. are and what they mean. So I have no doubt that was a sort of talking turkey, if you will, kind of conversation between the two. And here we are, and it's all to the good.
Billions. I mean, this comes after SoftBank, a lot of big announcements in the first month here. Gene, obviously, this is something that probably won't get as much play over on legacy media, unfortunately, because it is a positive news economic for Trump.
No, his threat with the use of the tariffs is everything, Bianca. And this is how a leader should act. This is something that's imbued with the authority of the president. And he's using it for the first time in a long time. It shows courage. It shows leadership. And by the way, he's getting a lot of things done in parallel just because he's threatening with it. Hey, you're going to tax me, I'm going to tax you. And wow, you've got Macron on the air just a few minutes ago, working side deals with the president as an example of many consequences through the use of tariffs. The fact that it's turning out to Mr. Cook's advantage to now re-domesticate himself here in the United States. Thousands of new jobs. We should be a nation where we are dependent on no one and 100% of our goods and services be domesticated. Anything we want from overseas is a luxury.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we saw thumbs up from Macron today because obviously tariffs in the EU are still in play. Let's talk a little bit about a big move in media. MSNBC's new president announced she's canceling Joy Reid's program, The Reid Out. It's been dropping in ratings. But we also want to play some of the comments she has made on the show, the race baiting and just really hateful comments over the years at the network.
similarities to what happened in Germany and what's happening now in America are just undeniable. They can drive out the brown people and the black and Asian people, or just sink them into the same apartheid they've created in Texas. Black voters came through for Kamala Harris. White women voters did not. And this will be the second opportunity that white women in this country have to change the way that they interact with the patriarchy. And you didn't even have to storm the Capitol, smash the windows, or try to kill police officers or issue death threats to poll workers. See? You did it just by voting this time. Congrats. You got your way. And he even got away with breaking the law. Yay.
But they're not exactly going to add conservatives, Jeffrey. They're going to, obviously continue. But apparently Joy Reid was just a little too much incendiary for the climate, since 77 million Americans, some who are black and brown and Asian, we should mention, voted for Donald Trump. Your reaction to them firing her and her entire staff?
Well, Joy, and I knew her a little bit when I was over at CNN. She was there. She was, I thought, sort of out there then, and she's gotten even more so. And, to be candid, that's sort of where MSNBC wanted to go. She's been on the air for a long time, and this is what they want to do. Now, I think the significance of this is that apparently now, finally, the leadership at MSNBC is having second thoughts on how to do this. It's not like they're going to invite a bunch of conservatives over there, but apparently they are thinking of how they can change things somewhat differently. And Joy was a sort of an obvious target for them, and they're doing it.
Well, Jen Psaki, former White House press secretary, may get an evening slot, so it'll still be somewhat of a propaganda arm, if you will.
Yes.
So don't hold out too much hope there. But fortunately, there's outlets like Newsmax where we talk about all the sides. And we have Democrats on as well. We like all opinions. But President Trump did truth about this, Gene. I want to get your read on this, because he says low-life chairman of Comcast, Brian Roberts, the owner of Ratings Challenge NBC and MSDNC, finally got on the nerve to fire up one of their least talented people in television, the mentally obnoxious racist Joy Reid. So here we have it. When they actually split and MSNBC doesn't have also NBC behind them, you have to wonder what the future of the network is, especially if they don't start adding more voices that are in line with what the American people feel and think and want.
Yeah, the shareholders and the stockholders are finally shaking the tree hard enough and it's rippling downstream to the management team. What do you say about a network person who's referred to as an anti-white racist crusader? Here's a quote: "Good riddance to the absolute worst person on television, and shame on NBC for letting it go on so long." I wish that could be my quote. It's not. It's Megyn Kelly, former Fox News employee. She came out with that recently. In my words, I think it articulates this vitriol has got to stop, Bianca. This differences of opinion are one thing, but the inflammatory tone that came out of her mouth was inciting, and that's where MSNBC began to lose ground.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. We should all be able to come together, have different opinions and views, and speak about it with actual logic or facts, and not just race baiting. Hateful, you're right. Gene Valentino, Jeffrey Lord, I appreciate you both, and hope you come back real soon.
You bet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Throughout history, the spirit of patriotism has prevailed. The battles may have changed, but the values remain the same. Today, in 2024, we find ourselves at a pivotal moment where the call for unity, freedom, and a better future echoes louder than ever.
For more than 10 years, Patriot Mobile has been committed to supporting the values
that make our nation great. With affordable plans and reliable nationwide coverage, Patriot Mobile is not just a wireless service. It's a call to action for those who believe in the American dream. Because this year is not just any year, it's the most important year since our nation's founding. Choose a wireless carrier that shares your values. Choose Patriot Mobile.